Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the Sun card. This is a card of clarity. This is a card of enlightenment. This is a card of really tremendous joy and success. I feel like this is you. I feel like you're shining your light very brightly right now. The world can see you, okay? You're giving your light freely to everything around you. You are radiant, you are glowing. You are ready for success. I feel like you're somebody who knows who they are. Yeah. I think there's an authenticity that radiates from you. There's a charm, there's a charisma about you. There's a uniqueness. You know, every star has its own wavelength of light, you know. Every star is absolutely unique, and I think that you're allowing yourself to be yourself. I feel like you know who you are, and you're sort of discovering why you're here. You're tracing your own path through the universe. Okay, and you know, I think that there aren't any apologies for that. You know, you're being yourself. I think for a long time you probably tried to tone it down. You know, who you were. Maybe you tried to conform. Maybe we sort of you know, we didn't really know our authentic truth. Yeah. Maybe you grew up in a place, in a culture, in a household where you were told to kind of stay in the background. You know, that you're here to serve other things, other people, other purposes. This feels like a very self-possessed energy. Yeah. This is good. I like this. Let's put this into some context, though, okay? Let's see where you're going in this orbit. Let's see a little bit about where you've been. Oh, you got a tower. Okay. All right, you're making big changes in your life right now. We have an Aeon card. Judgment, rebirth, a reawakening. Out with the old, in with the new, right? This is interesting. 4 of Swords in the background. A 10 of Cups. These changes that are happening are for your highest good. They may be disruptive. You're breaking through. You're breaking through the boundaries of who you thought you were, or these restrictions that you've had on yourself. The 4 of Swords, in this case, in the background. It's kind of like saying this was you just, you know, choosing to stay quiet. This is you getting in the background, realizing that, well, if I go unnoticed, I won't get yelled at, you know. This is you now taking a stand and being assertive and shining your light. When the tower comes down, what's left? When the walls come down, what is revealed? You. The tower represents the destruction of everything that's been limiting you from shining your light. Thoughts, feelings, beliefs, values, habits, paradigms, belief systems, complexes. 9 of Swords. 10 of Wands. We have a Prince of Cups, the authentic self, out in the world, in the position of your environment and your relationships. 9 of Cups. And a Princess of Pentacles. I feel like, in a way, you're turning over a new leaf, or you're kind of like almost starting a new life, almost like you're sort of like, you're going to build things up from the ground again. Yeah. Maybe you're starting over. Maybe you feel like you're reinventing yourself for something. Yeah. You like to burn a lot of incense. Yeah. I feel like you burn incense before you eat. Like when you're breaking your fast, like for breakfast or your first meal, kind of there's some sort of incense or perfume about that. Yeah. I don't know what that is. Anyway, let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. Let me set it down right here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction down in the comments below the video. Okay, now, let's look around. We see major arcana energies. The spiritual energy in you is rising up from the bottom, and it's like it's clustered right here, right? So it kind of feels like you are becoming, you're activating. This is a spiritual awakening. The Tower card is a Kundalini experience. It is a spontaneous spiritual awakening. Full chakra activation here, leading to your ultimate fulfillment. And it's good for you, though, that kind of a change. This is an big exclamation point in your life. This is going to be uncomfortable, okay? But the Tower card is the moment everything changes. Your life is going to be split into two segments, before this moment and after this moment, okay? You got fire, you got good water energies, you got positive but challenging air energy, and at the end we have New Earth, Princess of Pentacles. A new birth, a new growth, a reinvention, a rebuilding of something on a higher plane. It's interesting that the only earth energy we have is at the end. This kind of shows that there is destruction that has to happen first, and then the construction. So the Tower is really an event. It's a moment in time that separates the past from the future. Okay? And this, I think, is a kind of a spontaneous thing. It's a spontaneous awakening. It's a Kundalini activation, full chakra activation, a spiritual awakening. This is where all the limits that you've placed on yourself or that have been placed on you are torn down. The moment you say, I've had enough. Your spirit is breaking out of prison here. You are unleashing your true self. Your true self's been contained in a tower of false beliefs, of history and habit, of complexes, of beliefs and values. Probably not your authentic beliefs and values. Things that you've been taught. So the sun then is not being contained any longer in that life, that old life. And the Tower is really it's a very disruptive energy. It's going to feel like your life is suddenly changing, like a lot. And it's always uncomfortable. Because when you're in the middle of a Tower event, you don't know that it's for your best interest. You don't know that it's going to be good for you. We just think of it as like, it's everything's up in the air, everything's shaking. My world is being rocked to the core. But I think very soon you'll realize that this is liberating me. This is freeing me, okay? And the Tower is usually an energy that happens, it feels like it happens to us. I believe that it's happening for us. But in other words, you can't really predict when a Tower moment is going to happen. This is sometimes things that we're not expecting. It's an unexpected change. It's a sudden, unexpected exclamation point. It's a lightning strike that just kind of shatters what we thought we knew about the world, right? This might be literally a spiritual awakening or a kundalini experience or a spontaneous, enlightenment. This could be a very shocking realization. It could be a dream that changes your perception of reality. It could be an experience on the physical plane. It could be a breakup, a job loss. It could be a moment in time that an interaction with another person, right, that really wakes you up to the truth. Because this is truth. This is who you really are. And this is something that's been containing you, restricting you, holding you back. It might be the moment you wake up to realize that this relationship you're in has been a prison. And maybe that's a little too hyperbolic. Maybe that's a little bit too blunt. But it's a tower, you know. It's not going to be gentle and easy and slow growth. It's going to be bang. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And it's going to rock your world. You're going to be seeing the little Tweety birds going in a circle. You're going to be seeing stars. That's okay. It's a moment that needs to happen. Okay. It's something that's been restricting your true self. Something that's been holding you back from being you. Okay. And I don't think that there's really any part of you that's going to try to hold this together. When this tower starts to crumble, you're going to say, good. You're going to have to go through the difficulty of it. You're going to have to go through the challenge. It's always disruptive. It's always kind of scary. But there's part of you that knows that your true self is emerging from that. The tower comes down. All that false facade comes down, and what's left is your authentic self, your soul and spirit. You as the shining, radiant star that you are. So when I saw this card at first, I say, wow, I say, you are radiating this light and love and life into the world. But this was something that was trying to get you to not do that. This was a situation that was telling you, don't shine your light. Don't send your love and light and life out into the world. How dare you, right? Well, this coming down is really revealing that blinding radiance that is your true self. This is interesting here. Down beneath the surface, though, we have a card of choice. And so it makes me wonder if that tower event, what's usually spontaneous, the tower is usually something that we don't expect it to happen. It's like, oh, surprise. I wonder if this is something that you're, in a way that you're sort of choosing. Almost as if you're initiating it in some way. Yeah. This is a card of choice. It's a doorway anyway. It may not be that we're choosing the tower moment. You're choosing whether or not you go into that tower event and come out the other side, or if we back away and sort of, stay in the tower, we rebuild the tower or whatever. Because this is a card that's saying the old universe is being crushed to dust. The new universe is ready to be built out of that dust, So this might be the tower event. Spirit is sending something your way that's going to shake the foundations of your life. And you're going to realize that in all that smoke and dust and fire, there's going to be a doorway. And you can choose to walk through that to your future, or you can choose to stay on this side of it. You can choose to retreat. Back here to that Four of Swords, which is kind of doing what you always done. The Four of Swords is kind of a mental protection. And I think in this case, it's something you learned a long time ago, that if you just if you stay quiet, bad things won't find you. This is mental, in a way, mental fortitude. It's how you've learned to live inside the tower. I learned how to sneak around the hallways. I learned how to find my way around in the dark. I've learned how to not make a sound. I tiptoe through the house so that, people don't wake up. You don't disturb anybody else, That's no way to live. It's a way to survive. That's no way to live. I remember being a kid. We had a small house. And my brother and I and our parents. And if I'd wake up in the middle of the night, I'd have to really tiptoe to the bathroom. Because the floor would creak. And of course, my parents' bedroom was right there, right? So the floor would creak a little bit, and my dad would wake up and he'd get mad. Keep it down, go back to bed, all this stuff. So I'd have to tiptoe, and then you tiptoe a little bit wrong, and the floor creaks. That's no way to live. That's to feel that way into your future, into your adulthood. I think that's no way to live. But that's what this card is in the background. You have been surviving in that tower. You've figured out how to do it. Tiptoeing and not making a noise and hiding and staying away from certain things and certain people and just trying to tone yourself down. Now there's freedom. Now there's liberation. The process, the transition from the past to the future is going to be a shaky one. Okay? But it's a doorway. But it's your choice if you're going to take this opportunity. When that tower event happens, you either seize the day or you retreat. Spirit's saying that the old universe is being pulverized. Now you can choose to take that as an opportunity to build a new future, to take some sort of control, to put in the effort to build the life you really want. Okay? Up above the surface, 10 of Cups, ultimate fulfillment, dream come true. This is excellent. Every cup is overflowing. This is beauty and magic and bliss and grace. This is the dream come true. This is the dream life. This is the life that you dream about it's almost like a Cinderella kind of story, right? It's almost like this is us surviving in the tower, dreaming of, life could be so beautiful. This is the life that we really want, I feel like you do you sing while you work or something like that? I'm kind of hearing like or you hum. There's like a humming or something that you do. Yeah. And what's the special food or drink or something that you make like on Sundays? It's like a special thing. There's like Sunday dinner or it's family dinner or something, or there's some special food or drink or something that you make on Sundays, like only on Sundays, yeah. Anyway, this is that life we dream about. This is that perfect life. And it's kind of like you're seeing there's a doorway and you see, well, gosh, okay, I got to go through the fire, but on the other side of that fire, oh my gosh, that's the life I want. So what do? Well, you know that going through this tower event is going to hurt a little bit. Even though it's leading you to your best life, it's going to hurt. Because this, as difficult as it was, you figured out a way to survive, where this is like you're causing the least amount of friction in your life, which is really a weird thing to say. Well, it's just like you're trying to be as quiet and as unnoticeable as possible so that there's no friction. If I tiptoe to the bathroom or I just hold it all night, then I won't, I won't cause friction and there won't be that kind of, there won't be that discord in the house, So we've learned how to behave in the right way, so to speak, to avoid the friction. So it's kind of easier. Going through that tower event is going to hurt. Even though it's liberating you, it's freeing you. It's like you're going through the chain link fence, you're going to get some cuts and scrapes from like pushing yourself through, And that's our 9 of Swords. This is the pain of separation. This is the pain of leaving behind the old life, even though it was holding me back, and I know that intellectually. It still hurts. Okay, so this is the pain of being separated from the familiar. This is the disruption that it's causing going through the tower event, This is the inevitable consequences as well for whatever you're leaving behind. Whatever you're separating yourself from. And now, as the card in the future position, I think it's important that you understand what things must you separate yourself from in order to liberate yourself and get the best life that you want to have, to create the life you want, to manifest your dream life. What things do you have to separate yourself from? People, places, things, ideas, paradigms, beliefs, values, other people, relationships, habits, lifestyle things, I don't know. Do you wear some copper thing on your wrist, like a bracelet or something? Yeah, some copper. Yeah. This is that pain of separation. We know that a tower is going to cause a ripple in space-time. Any kind of a tower, you know, it's like a star explodes, right? It's going to really it's going to jettison out energy waves in every direction. And the intensity, the power of those waves is inversely proportional to the distance. The farther out it gets, the less effect it'll have. The people very close to you are going to feel it the most. The further out we go, the less it's going to really be felt. The further out we go in time, as well as distance, time and space, I think it's the same thing. The further you go out in space-time, the less intense will be those waves. It's like a ripple in an ocean, okay? The further out, the longer in time and space, the less intense the waves. So when this first happens, whatever the tower event is, for whatever that moment is for you, it's going to cause a lot of disruption in your life and in the people that are closest to you. Okay? Some people are not going to be too happy that what's going on with you seem to be the epicenter of it. People aren't going to appreciate how it's affecting their lives. It's kind of, it's a unintended casualty. Okay? Some side effects. So you have to be ready for that. You have to be willing to face that kind of temporary difficulty in order to get through to your highest good. So if you're trying to get to here, you know this is not the pathway. This is the past. The future is this. Well, that's not fun. That's not any better, really. It's in some ways, this is better. If you didn't see this, you'd say, what would you do in life? Would you keep doing what you were doing even though it wasn't great? Or would you do something that would make your life worse? If this was your only cards, if this was your set, if this was your spread, you would say, look, I'm not going to do this because it's just going to lead me here. I'd rather stay doing what I was doing, bide my time, dim my shine, what the I Ching hexagram 36 would say, brightness obscured. I'd rather hide my light away for a little bit longer until a better opportunity comes, and then I'll make the changes. Then I'll make the decisions. Then I'll go through the doorway. It don't make sense. It's logical here. Right? Hide your brightness away for a little while longer until the conditions are better and you can get across, you get through this. But I think the appearance of that is kind of saying, I'll take a short-term 9 of swords to get a long-term 10 of cups. Because the tower is gonna be painful at first. But it's a difficulty. It's a disruption that is worth it. Okay. Now you have an affinity for crows, right? Ravens or blackbirds of some kind. Yeah. See a lot of blackbirds in your life. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. As we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. The 10 of Wands, your general energy. Right now, it feels like you are spending all of your energy just trying to maintain something and kind of just to survive. Baselines, trying to be okay. Trying not to, trying not to fall apart. It's taking a lot of your effort. Imagine putting this same amount of effort, the same kind of weight. I feel like you're exhausted, for one thing. I feel like you've got some back pain. I feel like lower back, even into your flanks and hips. I feel like there's pain back there for you. Yeah, like skeletal pain. I feel like you already are under a heavy weight of responsibility. Every moment, it's like you're tiptoeing to the bathroom. It's just such pressure on you. Why would you live like this? It's like you're in a heightened state of anxiety 24/7. It's exhausting. And for what? Okay. And if you're going to be functioning at a level 10 activation, this is like when your nervous system is like supercharged. Why would you want to live like that? Right? I think what we'd rather do is live a 9 of Cups kind of life, where we're sort of calm. If this is the sympathetic nervous system, this is the parasympathetic nervous system. This is a heightened state of anxiety. This is, I feel relaxed, I feel good, I feel open and receptive and loving, I feel happier. So we can use this energy now to push ourselves through this doorway, knowing on the other side is going to be the opposite. It's going to be relax, you know. There's going to be the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems are kind of going like this. It's kind of the temperance card, right? When you temper one, it sort of raises the other. You push one down, the other one comes up. And I think right now you're like this. High anxiety, high pressure, a lot of exhaustion, feeling like just sitting still is burning like thousands of calories. Okay? I think at the end of the day, you're so tired, you feel like you ran a marathon, and you didn't. Maybe you did, but you know what I mean. You get the idea. We need to relieve that. It's too much. It's not healthy. I think you know that something big is coming, and it is. And it is. So with this, I think, since you're putting in, you're expending this much energy anyway, put it into this tower event to get yourself through, make this decision, get through this situation, and use it to make the necessary changes in your life, knowing that eventually this is going to mean you get to take your foot off the gas pedal. Can you imagine if you're in your car, you're in park, and you just got your foot on the gas? That's going to break the engine quick. And you're not even going anywhere. You're in park. Or neutral, let's say, right? Whatever, park. You got your foot on the gas. It's just burning the engine up. You're wasting gas. You're putting wear and tear on the parts. That engine's going to blow any minute now. Burnout, right? If you're in drive, it wouldn't be any better. At least you'd be making some progress, but you're still going to burn all your fuel and break your car. We've got to be able to let off the gas. That's the nervous system. The nervous system, that foot pedal, is the sympathetic, parasympathetic fluctuation. It's like a teeter-totter. It's the gas pedal. And when we're heavy on the gas, our nervous system is ramped up. Our nervous system is maxed out. You let off the gas, you start letting the RPMs calm down, and we're breathing a little slower, or we're feeling a little bit more loose, or we're getting a little bit chill, a little bit sleepy even, you know. We're able to just kind of melt away a little bit. This is pedal to the metal. High octane kind of nervous system activation. Yeah. And I think that the Four of Swords, even as its interpretation of what I like to call like breathing exercises, this is a card of stress reduction. Okay? Yet you still feel this way, even though you're trying your very best to maintain and to survive. You're probably doing the breathing exercises a lot, counting to 10, tiptoeing around, because you're trying to minimize that stress, that nervous system activation, but you live in a state of perpetual stress. It doesn't matter what you do, you're still level 10. I think maybe if you didn't do the breathing exercises, you'd be like a level 15, a level 100 anxiety. This cannot last, right? The next card we have is our Prince of Cups. That's the authentic self out in the environment. That is you living a life where you just feel like you can be you. Where you can walk into a room and you don't have to try to be somebody you're not. You don't have to tiptoe around the room. You're not going to stomp around the room and be rude to everybody and be all abrasive and stuff like that. No. You're just going to be you. You just want the freedom to live your life. To have relationships where it's like, this is me. And sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And I'm not going to make a bunch of noise, but I'm not going to be on edge thinking, oh no, I'm going to wake somebody up. you know. This is somebody that knows who they are and wants to have authentic and meaningful relationships with themselves and with the rest of the world. I think in particular, it's about your relationships because of the position of that card in the spread, in the position of your relationships. Feels like you want a relationship where you're not walking on eggshells. You're not having to tiptoe around or hide your energy away or dim your shine or obscure your brightness. You just want to be yourself. And you want to let your light radiate. I think you're going to find that kind of a life, that kind of a relationship where you can be yourself. Okay? But to get there, you're going to have to go through the pain of separation. Maybe this means that this tower event's going to be the last straw and you're going to end up walking away from somebody. Distancing yourself from something or someone that's been trying to contain your energy and really, provoking this feeling in you. I'm not going to say they made you feel that way. But in that relationship, that's how you feel. And that's on you. They didn't make you feel that way. Nobody can make you feel anything. If it seems like that, it's because we didn't fortify ourselves. And I think that's what you're trying to do here. You're trying to fortify yourself so that that relation doesn't affect you so negatively. But this is a situation that can't be sustained. Doesn't mean you have to stay here. You protect your energy long enough to get the heck out of there. Because 9 of Cups, happiness. Because you deserve that. This is your fear, worry, and concern. This is what you're anxious about. This is what we want, but we don't have it. Okay? This may be even kind of, in a way, what you don't want, but what you need. What you deserve. You deserve to be happy. Well, you're not thinking about happiness. You're just trying to maintain and not fall apart. You know? I'm not trying to have the best life ever. I'm just trying to tiptoe to the bathroom without getting yelled at. So happiness is like the furthest thing from your mind. Well, this is what you want. You're going to end up replacing the 9 of Swords with the 9 of Cups. You deserve to live a happy life. And for you, that means the ability to be yourself and to, let the world see you for who you really are, not feeling like you have to obscure your brightness. You spend a lot of time staring up at the sky, right? I feel like you're kind of like you're looking for your star, or I don't know if you pray, or if you affirmations or mantra or something like that. I feel like you're kind of like looking up at the universe and like, you know that something needs to happen. Okay. I feel like some of this energy is you really trying not to burden other people. The eggshells, the tiptoeing around, that's kind of the feeling. You deserve the happiness. This is the new universe. This is the new version of you. This is the new life that, you're going to have to kind of start from somewhere. The old universe is gone. Now this is like you got to build yourself up. You got to build up your life, your surroundings, your relationships, your structures, your beliefs, your values, your good habits, right? You got to build up your life again. But the difference here is that you get to do it yourself the way you want to. You get to manifest your dream, right? 10 of Cups and the Princess of Pentacles right here. This is the ideal feeling you want. You want your life to have this feeling. This is what you want your life to be, right? The feeling you want it to be. This is saying now you've got to do the work. You got the raw materials. You've got all the dust from the leftover universe. You've got to construct that. Now you've got to start building that up. Let's look at the mystery card. Empress. The Empress would show the best life being a combination of earth and water. Okay, that we're kind of living that best life. It could be the 10 of Pentacles as the container for this feeling tone that we want. And either one, the 10 of Pentacles or the Empress, would show the evolution of the Princess of Pentacles. I believe it's going to be some Earth cards, or an Earth card, I guess. Any of the Earth cards, the Empress is like the culmination of all the Earth cards. Okay? If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. The 9 of Wands. Interesting. We have the 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, and 9 of Wands. So it's not Earth energy. This is perhaps talking about the effort, the strength that you're going to need to do this. And I think that's kind of part of when we take this and this together, it's like, this is going to be hard. Of course it is, because you're going through a tower moment and you're going to have to rebuild your life. Of course, you could rebuild it according to your heart's desire. You can rebuild the life, your dream life, but it still is requiring a lot of resilience, a lot of strength. And you have to really want it. Okay? But I think with the 9 of Cups there too, it's saying, I'm going to enjoy the process. I feel like this is going to be hard work. You're going to have to go through the tower. It's going to hurt a little bit. But there's also an underlying joy. You know, it's kind of like when you move, you move houses or something. It's a lot of work, but it's like, it's a good sweat. You know, it's a sweat and a pain that's like, I'm doing it. I'm building the life. I'm living the life I want to live. Without this, I think you'd say, no, it's not worth the effort. But this kind of adds like an underlying joy. That this is you pursuing your happiness, building your life, creating your future, following your bliss, manifesting your dream life. So it doesn't matter how much it hurts or how hard it is or how much you sweat, it's worth it. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius Tuesdays and Fridays. 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Fridays. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.